So Anthony Albanese now breaks his third big election promise. Can anyone still trust this Prime Minister? After this backflip now on the stage 3 tax cuts. 3 broken promises, 3 strikes. Isn't that out? Now, even before today, Albanese had a credibility crisis. He'd already broken this promise before the election not to make changes to superannuation.
Do you rule out any increases to super taxes and changes to caps?
We've said we have no intention of making any super changes.
Instead, once Albanese was voted Prime Minister, he did change super, slapped an extra tax on super balances above $3 million. Then, as you all know, there's this broken promise.
Reducing power prices by $275.
By 2025, $275 a year.
$275 a year.
We'll get power prices down by $275 a year.
Yes, Albanese put a deadline of next year on that promise, but most electricity bills have already gone up, not down, by 20%. And there's zero chance that they're going to fall to what Albanese claimed. And now, today, once again, Albanese sold his snake oil before the election that, of course, he'd deliver the stage 3 tax cuts that became law 4 years ago and are due this year. Of course you'd get them.
My word is my bond. People are entitled to have that certainty of the tax cuts that have been legislated.
Do you remain committed to them, and will you continue to support the stage 3 tax cuts?
They've been legislated. We support them. We stand by that.
And to make absolutely sure that voters swallowed that hook, Albanese issued a press release. An Albanese Labor government will deliver the same legislated tax relief to more than 9 million Australians as the Morrison government. Except it won't. And I bet it never meant to. Instead, Albanese seems about to announce these changes, basically not scrapping the 37% tax bracket, the second highest. And these changes would mean that people on more than $190,000 a year will get just half their promised cut, more than $4,000 less, a fraction of the taxes stolen from them over the years by bracket creep, by inflation. But people on less, yes, they will get a bit more. And the government will think that this Robin Hood Act will buy them forgiveness because, hello, there are more voters who are going to get a little more than there are who are going to get a lot less. But Albanese has overlooked 2 things. One is a golden rule of politics. Governments get more hate from voters for what they take away than love for what they give. And the second rule is even more golden. In politics, trust is everything. Voters cannot forgive politicians who seem out of their control, who do what they want and not what they promised. Now, Albanese already is leaking credibility. His first big promise on the night that he was elected was actually another promise he couldn't keep.
I commit to the Uluru Statement from the Heart in full.
Now, sure, Albanese did try to deliver the first bit of that promise, to divide Australians by race and create a voice in Aboriginal-only advisory parliament in our constitution. But Australians voted against that. And Albanese lost a huge amount of credibility by wasting so much time during a cost of living crisis, an idea so racist and dumb and remote from the worries of most voters. Now he's saying he's got the message, he is the man to cut your cost of living with these tax cuts.
My job isn't to say, oh, I'll just wring my hands about cost of living pressure that people are feeling. My job is to respond, to seek advice and then to make a difference.
By the way, Albanese's changes mean this also isn't the tax reform we needed to boost efficiency either. The 37% tax bracket stays, meaning the government is going to collect more billions from bracket creep every year. Still, some voters will prefer Albanese's changes. They'll say they're fair. Well, fair? The so-called rich who pay most of the tax already had to wait years while poor Australians got their stage 1 and stage 2 tax cuts and credits. And what exactly is fair about Albanese cheating his way to an election win by making promises he won't keep? That's not fair, that's wrong. Now, yes, some Australians are going to gain from Albanese's changes, but Albanese will lose.